Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another PSFK webinar. This month, we are going to talk about AI in retail. As everyone knows, AI is the big topic. And I'm here with Lauren Lyons, the Senior Strategist at PSFK, to talk about the impact on customer experience in retail. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Piers. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's kind of interesting because, we've been talking about AI for a few years now. We've had various reports talking about artificial intelligence. And obviously, some of the people watching this have been implementing artificial intelligence and machine learning in their logistics and in their sort of customer data. But it's interesting now that it's hit such a peak in terms of kind of interest in this technology. I guess what's happening is we are, the generative AI systems that have been released have allowed for the kind of democratization of access and ability and use of these systems. And I think what's happening is that has allowed a lot more of the kind of creative and strategic professionals to play with these tools and actually begin to think about how else artificial intelligence, machine learning can be leveraged across the kind of customer experience. What do you think, Lauren?
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think that is a great way to kind of sum up the current landscape of AI right now for retail. And we know in the last year, even the last few weeks or even days, we've seen access, use, and the capability of these AI-driven systems really explode. And I think really that whole piece there is the new generative AI models have really caught attention, both from a consumer point of view, as well as a business point of view. And we're seeing a lot of tech leaders like Microsoft and Google really rushing to supply these new features and services that respond to this new market fascination. And so with this latest report that we've created, our team really wanted to explore the ways AI is impacting the retail experience, and also provide recommendations for retailers, CPG companies on how to leverage this technology for their own benefit. And our new research really showed that AI is going to change the consumer experience in two ways. One, by offering shoppers a seamless shopping experience, and by providing retailers an advanced level of operational excellence. So those are kind of the two ways we're thinking and breaking down.
Okay. The two themes are seamless shopping experience, and the second one is kind of operational optimization.
Exactly. And what we mean when we talk about those, so seamless shopping is going to leverage AI to really enhance, personalize the customer experience. They're going to make it easier for shoppers to find those products that they need. They're going to create more engaging interactions with brands. And then when we talk about operational optimization, we're really thinking about how to utilize AI to improve efficiency, reduce costs, mitigate risks, all of those great factors as well. Yes. And so with these two themes in mind, that's how we started to focus our report around very AI-driven strategies that all focus on the customer experience along the purchase path, from everywhere from product discovery to post-purchase as well.
That's great. Let's can't wait to dig into it. As we go into it, I think you've just jumped a slide up here, and let's just talk about some of the drivers behind kind of this kind of adoption of AI in retail and customer experience.
Yeah, so along with those very AI-driven strategies that we've created for this report, our team also identified a number of insights that helped us to really determine, what is driving this adoption of AI across retail and the consumer experience. One piece we found was that, AI is already an integrated part within that consumer journey. When we look at digital shoppers and how they are increasingly choosing to interact with a smart assistant, whether that's through text, chat, or voice. Another thing here that we wanted to call out was just how personalized communication is not only a given for consumers today, but has really become a starting point for every brand strategy. We also found, infinite choice, dynamic pricing have really created this opportunity for retailers that are leveraging AI and machine learning to better match that consumer to products and services that are the best suit for their needs in real time.
Yeah, and then too much choice. It's basically allowing us to find the right product. Yeah.
Exactly right. And then we also thought about this from, retailer point of view as well as the consumer. So we're thinking about how, retailers are really being able to balance transparency and the need for human touch across the consumer experience, within storytelling, and how that's going to kind of shape the AI landscape going forward for retailers. And then we also really think the big piece here is access to AI has become more democratized. Its role across retailers' infrastructure, supply chain, product development, as well as storytelling. We really see that only continuing to grow.
That's great. As we were just saying, that's brilliant. Okay. So let's get into that seamless shopping section that you were talking about. Here, I think we have 5 different sections that we're going to talk about today.
Exactly right. So we'll jump right into here and kick us off. So within this idea of seamless shopping, the first trend or strategy we had is what we're calling anticipated selection. And, we touched on this in the insights as well, common pain point for customers, especially when they're shopping within a marketplace or with a big retailer, is just the amount of time they're wasting trying to, whether they're in physical stores getting turned around or they're online and there's just an abundance of options presented to them. And so to really counteract to this, improve that shopper experience, we're seeing different retailers from supermarkets to, electronic stores really starting to leverage AI to help consumers navigate a sea of products to better navigate their own stores and just really nailing down how to make that shopping experience a lot more seamless and enjoyable. And so just as like an interesting example from the marketplace on how we're seeing this come to life, we wanted to use this example of how AI is being integrated into the physical store. So looking here, Currys, it's a UK-based electronics retailer, and they're trialing these AI-powered robots across 4 of their stores. And the goal here is to help their customers really navigate an extensive product range, right? And so these robots, they're called Keddy bots, are greeting customers at the door, helping them to select product areas that they would like to visit within the store. And so once that robot learns, what a customer is looking for, it can lead the way. At the same time, the robot is able to use AI to optimize that shopping experience by analyzing customer data to determine which products are the most popular within a given store, which products are commonly purchased together. And then they're able to offer up all of this information directly to the consumer. I think this is something we see a lot online, perhaps, but a little less in store. So it's nice to kind of see how a store could unearth those recommendations in real time, right? So it's an interesting example here.
Yeah, love it.
And then just pushing ahead here, this next trend that we have, we're calling brand companionship. We're really seeing brands are starting to use AI's conversational capabilities to create these much more personalized interactions with their customers and generate true, what we call brand companionship. And so these creative ways are ranging from developing features that go beyond a traditional shopping recommendation to designing chatbots that actually act as an online alter ego for users. And these examples really show that we'll kind of touch on too today. They're showing that brands are moving beyond this traditional digital assistant and developing true companionship, true brand ambassadors with their customers, right? To help them kind of walk alongside them throughout their shopper journey.
Yeah, that's really an interesting theme. And so you see this with the Instacart, and Instacart's beginning to kind of adapt and adopt this strategy.
Exactly. We're looking at Instacart because they have this really cool new feature. It's powered by ChatGPT, and they're calling it Ask Instacart, and it's supposed to act as a shopping companion. And so Instacart, the online grocery delivery service, for anyone not in the know they're using this AI-powered shopping assistant that's able to help shoppers with questions around things like their budget, health, nutrition, prep time, as they're creating their grocery lists. And the tool's really trying to take that mental load off of grocery shopping by helping users figure out, what they need, taking into consideration things like seasonality, personal taste, culinary skills, and even providing recipes at the end of all of that. So this very, walk with you as you create a very tailored menu and checkout experience here. So kind of a nice end-to-end.
I love that kind of phrase, walk with you. Lovely.
Yeah.
Great. And so our next section is going to be about intuitive connection. What's that all about?
Yeah, so here we're looking at how consumers are, we know that you're constantly getting bombarded by promotional emails. These are quickly ending up in spam folders. Often emails are simply, or any type of promotions, right, are really simply sales on items purchased in the past. They're very generic and like mass mainstream, right? We're really looking at how companies are starting to leverage AI's capabilities to really hyper personalized communication and aim to offer real value to their customers with every single suggestion that they send them, and really reaching out with a more natural voice that adds that more personalization to the message, again, versus kind of more of that just mass email voice here. And to kind of represent what we're talking about with this trend, we wanted to point out this great example of how Petco is working with Adobe for this AI-powered personalized marketing campaign. And so using Adobe's real-time customer data platform, Petco is building one-to-one individual journeys across multiple customer touch points, such as, its website, its mobile app, as well as their email and physical point of sales. And so to better understand their customers, create these very personalized experiences and do this at scale, both in store and across all these digital touch points. They're really leaning on Adobe to share, offerings that respond to a customer's specific needs, their pet needs, their pet life stage, and whether they have just become a new pet owner or simply, preparing for an annual vet checkup, right? And so making sure that that voice that's coming through from Petco really understands what that customer needs versus just a general statement. And then just rolling right ahead, we have this idea of what we're calling life journey marketing. So with this trend, we're looking at how AI is really allowing brands to tailor service and products to customer needs throughout their journeys, meaning not only can they create this offering that is centered around a client and their present need, but the technology that is also enabling brands to evolve and adapt to changing circumstances, incorporate new preferences that might appear for a customer as they continue on their journey. And so as they can receive this right product, right time at the right amount, kind of bringing all of this together, right?
Yeah, I can see the connection. We were talking about kind of walk with them, but there's also live with them as well, and just kind of over time understanding how people's life changes.
Yeah, we talk a lot about adapting in this report and how AI is helping retailers to better adapt to consumer needs. And I think that's something here as well. And so kind of just to build that thought up, we have this great example from Luma and their Magic Compound Pill subscription. It's a service for menopause treatment. And so to explore AI's potential, design agency Morama developed this concept for a menopausal treatment service. And Luma is an app that uses smartwatch sensor data combined with manual inputs to build this very bespoke profile and subscription plan for each person who's going through menopause. And so with this info, the software would then tailor the balance of ingredients in each of their Magic Compound pill subscriptions. Everything is 3D printed into pills and then shipped out monthly. So again, kind of taking this idea of where you are in your life, understanding what you need, and then adapting product to better meet that need, right? So a really cool way to kind of make sure the AI insights can be acted on and then implemented in a really great way. And then this is our last trend within this idea of seamless shopping, what we're calling optimized brand messaging. And here we're looking at how brands are using AI to grow and optimize their creative assets. Looking at tools like Chat GPT, Dolly, they're really allowing businesses to use the power of AI to guide those creative strategies, maximize ROI, and shape these new set of rules for their marketing teams. And an interesting example of this that we wanted to call out is just how Nestle is kind of leading here. They're using AI to set creative rules for their, thousands of marketers. And so the company put all of its creative materials through an AI platform. It ranked the ads based on their suitability to different online platforms. It pulled out key elements that delivered maximum ROI. And this created a set of rules for creative campaigns going forward that had such good results that now Nestle's, 15,000 marketers, as well as its agency partners, are required to run all of their creative assets through this system before they are launched out to the
That's
public. So
great.
kind
Yes,
of an
it's
interesting, yeah. You go.
super interesting to see how this is impacting staffing and just how the staff who create customer experiences as much as kind of the customer experiences themselves. So everything seems fluid and alive. I love it.
Wow. And so that kind of just rolls us right into this second half of the report and second half of the presentation today, to focus on this theme, operational optimization, right? And so again, here we're really looking at how using AI to improve efficiency, reduce costs, mitigate risks. So those are kind of the big three that we kept in mind as we were developing this theme and these supporting trends as well. And so to kick us off in this section, we have first up predictive insights. And predictive insights have really become a valuable tool for companies that are looking to better understand customer needs, customer preferences, and through the use of AI, right, to gather and analyze customer feedback, businesses are now able to identify trends, anticipate customer needs, and enable them to really plan for the future, improve their products and services. And so when we look at predictive insights, we're looking at how they can be used to identify popular products, understand what features customers are looking for, and really identify changes that they would like to see, that customers would like to see. And so this information can then be used to create new products, modify existing ones, or even better meet consumer needs in the future. And so kind of just to bring this to life, we have this new example from this company called Clear Cogs, who partnered with, ChatGPT to provide retailers with retail operation insights. And so to create a system that provides restaurants with quick insights into their inventory and operations, Clear Cogs partnered with ChatGPT's technology to create a predictive forecasting system. And this is allowing restaurant operators to ask questions 24/7. They're receiving data-driven answers, and they use a text-based query. These operators can get answers to questions like, what are my top selling items this week? Will I run out of beef today? So a very practical application of this tool. And powered by GPT-3, the AI system can also understand and respond to complex questions, help operators make more informed decisions, and improve their businesses. So we're looking at how here you're taking that idea of predictive insights to really make sure that your business is able to meet the needs in the near future, not just current time.
Very interesting. Okay, let's talk about adaptive inventory.
Yeah. So here we're looking at how adaptive inventory management is, when we break it down, it's the process of using AI to optimize an organization's inventory levels, right? And this is done by leveraging machine learning algorithms to analyze the data generated by sales, customer demand, and then to make decisions on how to adjust inventory levels accordingly. So that's kind of the background of adaptive inventory. And so we're looking at how that is helping retailers to better predict customer demand, to adjust their inventory accordingly as well. And we also see how this can help retailers better understand their customers, allow them to tailor inventory to meet customer needs as they fluctuate, and then also to be better able to adjust levels, avoid costly stockouts or excess inventory, operate more efficiently, and reduce those costs and improve bottom line. Great example here is coming from Trenzy's AI-powered platform, which is providing on-demand manufacturing capabilities. So there's even a nice sustainability tie-in with this example, as far as producing only what is needed rather than overproducing. And so Trenzy is an e-commerce supply chain platform, and they work to reduce excess inventory for their retail partners by sourcing products, managing inventory with no minimums, and then fulfilling orders based on demand. And the platform is using just-in-time manufacturing aided by AI and machine learning to predict their sales and guide product manufacturing. And so by using that data to identify best sellers early on, Trenzy is helping its retail partners quickly restock, match demand, much more efficiently, right? So far, the company has raised $30 million to help even the smallest of boutiques deliver this type of on-demand manufacturing. usually in less than a week and without the retailer having to hold inventory themselves. So a nice service
Yeah,
to highlight.
I love that. And I love just the whole sustainability and lack of waste. It's a real
Exactly.
driver. Yeah.
Agreed. Here, yeah. Next up, we've got optimized operations. And so here we're looking at, with AI, retailers are optimizing their in-store experiences. They're doing this by utilizing predictive analytics to gauge customer buying behaviors and preferences. And by generating insights into where and when consumers shop, what items they most likely are to buy, how long they typically spend in the store, we're seeing AI-powered insights then be used to develop customized shopping experiences that cater to a customer's individual needs. We're looking at how AI can also be used to identify and then analyze customer preferences. They're allowing retailers to then launch targeted promotions and discounts on the products that are most likely to be purchased, and then creating dynamic value for their consumers. So again, we're seeing how AI is really just kind of threading the needle of, understanding what a consumer is doing, what a consumer would want, and then just being able to better supply that at the store level. And so a really cool example of this coming to life right now is actually from H&M. And they have a new concept store that's opened in Williamsburg that's connecting store leaders to real-time insights through different AI processes implemented into the store. This was first used within their global cost brand stores. And now H&M Group is expanding this technology to in-store within their Williamsburg concept store. And across that store, they now have touchscreen smart mirrors in their fitting rooms that are using radio frequency identification tags to automatically recognize products, sizes customers have already picked out. The mirrors can also offer in-stock options for colors, sizes, styles, complementary accessories that the shopper can then summon associates or ask associates to bring to them. An extra tap of the smart mirror can complete the purchase and direct associates to go ahead and bag items for handoff to customers as they depart the store. So there's no need to have to line up and queue for checkout. And access to this data really allows managers within the store to see in real time what's selling, what isn't, making corresponding decisions to act on shifting consumer trends very quickly. These insights also allow the store to provide buy online, ship from store service of in-store products to remote customers or online customers, right? So really turning the store into this mini fulfillment center while optimizing, speed, cost, and supply in store at the same time. All right, and then so building on that, we have this idea of next step, stealth security is what we're calling. And stealth security is an emerging technology that's using AI to detect fraud and other malicious activities. And, really to protect both their business and their customers. Build trust is a really big thing here, right? Retailers are leveraging AI that uses both historic behavioral data to detect anomalies, flag behavior that appears out of the norm. And so along with monitoring customer behavior to detect, patterns that might indicate fraud, such as, sudden changes in spending habits or a customer attempting to access multiple accounts. AI can also be used now to detect potential incidents that might lead to a data breach for a company, right? And so along with peace of mind, retailers are really building this greater trust with consumers, helping them to avoid malware, ransomware. And ultimately, we see this as a way to ensure the retail experience with favorite brands is not negatively impacted going forward.
Yeah, sadly, this is going to become a big thing for the kind of customer experience and for the retailers themselves. So it's great to kind of see how this is being dealt with. Can you tell us about this eBay project opportunity?
Yeah. Yes. So eBay has recently acquired 3PM Shield, which is an AI-based marketplace compliance solution. And so the company provides AI-based compliance solutions Their technology allows eBay to better spot suspicious or harmful sellers on its platform, as well as fraudulent, illegal, or otherwise unsafe items. And so eBay, by acquiring 3PM Shield, is hoping to help maintain its trust around not only for its merchants, but for its customers as well that are using their marketplace. This is our last trend of the presentation today. So here we wanted to look at how AI is being used to optimize the supply chain in a variety of ways. By predicting demand, we're seeing how AI can be used to anticipate orders, adjust inventory accordingly. This can reduce costs associated with overstocking, right? And ensure that the right products are available at the right time, which is incredibly important today. AI can also be used to automate inventory management, including tracking inventory levels, providing recommendations for reordering when levels get low. And then we're also looking at how AI can be used to optimize delivery routes, create the most efficient, cost-effective paths for shipments, as well as forecast weather, traffic, other variables that can affect those delivery times. And then finally, we also took into while researching this trend, we wanted to look at how AI can be used to really provide insights into customer behavior, allowing for, again, more targeted, personalized marketing strategies as well.
That's great.
So a full spectrum here for this trend. But
yeah, it feels like a project, a research project all by itself. For another day.
This is the whole report. Yeah. But a great example of someone a retailer who is kind of bringing this all together, right, is coming from Levi Strauss, who is streamlining its e-com fulfillment with its own AI technology. And so we saw how Levi is deploying AI throughout its fulfillment network to better service e-com orders. The patent pending technology they're using is called Boost for short, which means business optimization of shipping and transport. And Levi's goal is that this will help streamline their e-commerce fulfillment by expanding available product searches to include their stores. It's going to give customers more options if a product is out of stock at distribution centers. And along with opening up more inventory to customers, this Boost technology is able to optimize operations by reducing split shipments, considering all elements of the process from shipping to packaging to labor, leading to a more optimized decision making that saves the retailer more time and money across the board. This could also be applied to the associate experience as well, and just using time more wisely there in the store and fulfillment roles.
Okay. Yeah, somebody should hire us to write that report. It sounds fascinating. So that's a lot you've already taken us through, but there's 60 to 70 pages in this report where you and the team have really kind of studied how AI enables exceptional retail. Yeah. So I encourage, and it's available to PSFK IQ members. It's available to purchase off the shelf as well. And so I encourage everybody to do that. And I think it's interesting. There was kind of two big themes that kind of came out of this report, which I thought were interesting. First was about, the two areas that AI, we're going to maybe notice in terms of the impact of AI is going to be about the mobile app. So how mobile app experience is going to change once you have this ability to have a reactive, intuitive system. And therefore today, a lot of the systems are very static and built on fairly kind of ancient standards in terms of the experience. And we can see how these apps are going to provide suggestions, appropriate suggestions at the right time. They're going to step in with white glove service. They're going to bring the product to life before we buy. You're going to get stylists to help you make the right choices. So fascinating. And again, you detail that in the report. And the second theme that you have is around the smart carts, smart shopping carts. So, we've been talking about like an electronic cart or a cart you can scan and go with for a while. And there are some experiments, but there's a feeling that artificial intelligence is really going to be able to like awaken this tool and actually allow grocers and other retailers to kind of bring this to to the market. So it's going to be able to obviously do seamless checkout that we've been looking at for a while, but it's also help you navigate the store. It might even autonomously take you to the different places in the store that you need to go through. And it can do things such as track your sustainability or your impact as well. So very interesting, two kind of areas to look out for in the near future in terms of how things are going to change at retail. So you've been talking to Piers Fawkes and Lauren Lyons. Thank you, Lauren, for another fantastic session and another fantastic piece of research. Think of PSFK. We have 400 reports in our library, our business intelligence library, and corporations, retailers, brands, and agencies subscribe to that to have access to reports like this. We do consulting services. We give speeches and talks like this on private levels. So think of us in the future. And until the next time, it was great chatting to you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.